This is our DKE power drive with a front foot focus. When we want to focus on the front foot, we're going to put the slider in our back foot so that we're following and understanding and seeing if the slider is actually, or the foot and the back hip are actually working through that same channel. We want to understand if we're creating good stride, it's because of the energy we put in our back foot and finish stride with the energy from both hips moving through. If you haven't watched the hip socket foundations video, please go ahead and watch that. Be sure you understand hip socket concepts and those items. Now, from the position, we want to be sure, right here, I'm using my tape once again, be sure I'm always setting alignment, building great habits, being sure I'm in line and ready to explode. Now, if I'm left-handed, okay, now, because it's a power level drill, I really want to emphasize bang, getting out in this position. I really want that to happen. So it's not a pitching drill, okay? This is focusing on finishing through the front hip. So we understand that the back foot drives it through, and then our front hip gets to that same angular position, that same back triangle. That triangle in shape here has to happen on your front hip before you can finish hip extension. So when we're progressing that, have the slider, back hip is internally rotated as usual. Over the red zone here, I really want to get over the top, and I'm driving through, okay? So if the slider's moving with me, great, fantastic. My focus is really getting through this front hip right here. So I'm here, I will raise the heel, start my motion forward, okay? Back foot is already, there's pressure, but I'm not pushing hard, that way it doesn't slide away. Right here, if you have trouble, you can put this against the wall, the slider against the wall, so that if you give it a little more push, not a big deal at all, but it's not going to slide away from you. So, front foot power, I want to come over the top. My pelvis wants to drive that knee, and then I'm flipping through, being sure that pattern happens. Now, I add the power, so I'm being super aggressive, super powerful. That heel's going to come up, my foot's going to stay stiff, and I'm going to drive across here. If you find yourself rubbing your foot a lot, put a shoe on. Not a big deal, but we're not focused on drag here. We're not focused on anything. Get yourself across the earth